Okay, so I'm still trying to finish my character commentary on the households of the Game of Thrones, and I was trying to remember. So of course I'm looking up notes and stuff, and I'm finding out that I cannot do a complete series of the character commentary on all the households because there are way too many. I mean, wow. Uh, George R. Martin or whoever else worked with him created a large slew of households, and I didn't even know there were that many. So I'm only going to do four more household videos, and the four more. This one is the first one of the last four on the households that I'm going to do, and the four that I'm going to do are going to have two households each. So that's eight households that I will finish commenting on, and that's not even scratching the surface of how many households there are. So I'm sorry. I am a fan of Martin and the show, even though, again, I'm sorry I did not read the books. I will always be interested in this writing and this story, even if I only get to understand it through the show. But I will do four more for my series of households, and then I will talk about other characters that I don't think were part of any household. So, okay, for this one, I'm gonna talk about two households called Tully and Tarly. Um, Tully is represented symbolically, I guess, by the fish, a fish, and their phrase is family, duty, honor. And okay, I only got to know two characters from that household based on the show. Um, Lisa Tully and her son Robert Tully. They are Lisa is the sister to Caitlin Stark, and she lives in the Vale, way far away, up on the top of this like cliff or mountain, like way far away from everybody. And she pretty much doesn't bother with anybody. It's just like she's just her and her son, and she really doesn't care about the rest of the world. Um, but she does care about her sister, and so when Caitlin, messages her, you know, as a sister, Lisa, tries to be honorable and dutiful as a sister. Um, I think we don't really have much to say about the Tully household. They seem pretty secure, and because they just don't bother with anybody. And the only, I mean, people are going to have some, snide remarks or whatever because Lisa and Robert are like Robert's like a mama's boy. I mean, and I was even making like snide comments about how old is he? He looked like he was like 9 years old and still, on her boob. I mean, I'm all for breastfeeding, but as soon as they get teeth, you need to cut them off. That was always my opinion. But she's sort of like a little bit weird there. The mama and son relationship was exaggerated to the point where you kind of get a little like freaked out by that. Um, but I mean, considering there wasn't much left of her household and her phrases family, duty, and honor, you kind of see why that mother son obsession is going on because they didn't have much left to their family. Um, so that's pretty much it. We do see later on that Baelish uh, has a relationship with Lisa. He pretty much uses her, um, and that relationship messed her up and was to her demise. Uh, and that's pretty much the all we get out of the Tully household from the show. Uh, then the main character that we get to know of the Tarley household is Samwell. And Tarly household is symbolized. Oops, I don't know. I can't remember, and I don't have it in my notes. I don't know what their symbol is, but their phrase is "first in battle," which is really ironic because Samuel is the main representative of the household for the fans in the watching the show. So Charlie's phrase "first in battle" is really kind of funny because Samuel was at the wall with John, and he was overweight and fat shamed and clumsy and scared. He didn't want to really be a soldier. He wanted to like stay in the library forever and be a maester. He was, so first in battle is kind of funny. But you also see when he returns home with his new love, Gilly, you see that the family treats him sort of the same way that the Lannisters treat Tyrion. He's not really liked by his family. He's mocked and shamed by his family, probably because that's their phrase, first in battle. And Samuel does not look like somebody you want to send first in battle. He's a sweetheart, total sweetheart, but he's chubby and he's not really made to be like a soldier. He's not. I mean, sure, anybody could get fit and be a soldier, but he didn't want to. He just sort of got stuck, like in that situation. And anyway, he falls in love with Gilly and he brings her home and she sees, that family rejection thing going on, and it's uncomfortable and all that. But his mom and sister is nice. I don't remember their names, but they're nice. His father was the one who really was fat shaming and other shaming him of because he didn't live up to this glorious soldier, I guess, that the Tarleys wanted, from their son. Um, that's pretty much all I know about the Tullys and the Charlies. Um, Samwell is a really nice character. He is very close. They sort of have each other's backs in different ways. All um, Samwell has concerns and protections for John based on his smarts, and John protects Sam well, sort of because John's a good fighter and he can handle that stuff. Where Sam's sort of like I don't want to call it. He's not a coward. He's just he's not a good fighter. He's not fit for fighting. You know. But he's smart and he loves to use his brain. So he just he tries to help as much as he can that way. Um, that's it. That's all I know really from the show about the Tullys and the Tarleys. The Tullys and the Tarleys both look like they were sort of like the Starks, not kings and queens, but ladies and lords who have money and try to be as proper as possible in that world. The Tullys seem to be more disconnected from the world, whereas the Tarleys do seem more connected to the world. Uh, that's all I know.